Hey sisters, and welcome back to the Big Sister podcast. Today we have the first and most incredible guest ever. She is none other than Miss Ellie. She is the kindest, the most incredible, strongest person I know. She's also one of the owners.
Can we clip that? And I'm just going to use that like before each one of my classes.
Yes.
I'm going to play it.
Yes, I could go on and on, but we don't have all day, unfortunately. But she truly is just one of the most amazing people I've ever met. And like, I'm just so lucky to know you and love you. And I'm just so happy you're here. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
So I wanted to start with, what is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
I have two pieces of advice. One of them is more of like a saying, and it is that forgiveness is saved for mistakes and choices are not forgotten. So I use that for myself, but I also use that for other people as well. So I think everybody should be allowed to make mistakes. It happens all the time.
Right. And
those should be saved for the forgiving pieces of your heart. But I also think that mistakes can turn into choices. And if people continuously do the same things, now it's not that they're actually like truly sorry for something, and they keep doing it over and over and over again. And then it puts you in a weird spot because now you have to keep dealing with it. So choices are meant to be remembered, and forgiveness is saved for mistakes. And then the other one is more so like to my younger self. I like, just do what you want to do. Like what you like, wear what you want to wear, listen to what you listen to, because you're the only person that's going to be with you for your entire life.
My poppy actually always says that last sentence. He's like, who cares what everybody else thinks? Like, you're the only person you're living with your whole life.
And as you grow up and as like your hobbies and stuff change and your interests kind of like ebb and flow just with like where you're at in life, like so are the people in your life. And it's also okay for you to say goodbye to some friendships. It's also okay for doors to close and like, you know, have different people come throughout your life. And that will also depend on like what you're interested in and the things that you like. So just always stay true to who you are, and you will attract the truest, most genuine people for where you're at and what you need.
Yes, you've actually made me feel so confident in that. Like recently, just like from things I've told you, and you're like, just stay true to yourself, and like truly the people who have loved and cared are like showing up, and it's so wonderful.
And it makes you feel like even more secure in what you're doing.
Truly, I'm like, okay, wait, I'll just continue to be myself and not try and shapeshift. So like I said before, Ellie just opened the best cycle and Pilates studio in Tampa with a group of people, best self-proclaimed by me, which means it's true, obviously.
Yes. Our biggest cheerleader right here. I think every time I get on my TikTok, there's another, Alexa mentioned you in a comment, and it happens to like all the little influencers around Tampa. So thank you for being
welcome.
our free marketing. So I appreciate that.
Of course, I love being a hype woman. But obviously it's been like quite a journey to get here. So I was just like wondering like if you wanted to share what that journey looked like.
It's been long. So fitness is not my first career. I was in medicine for a long time. My dad is a doctor. I worked in his office. My mom was there. My sister was there. It was very obviously like homey. But I never had like this like burning passion for what I did. I liked it. I was good at it and I liked it, but I knew I'm gonna not like this for my whole life. And just like when I graduated from college, I tried to find different things that I like to do. That first like 1-2 years after college is really hard and nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Because you got so used to what you were doing in school, and now odds are like some of your friends moved away, and now like your friend group is kind of weird and you don't know what you're doing. So I had to like find all these different hobbies. And so I needed to work out, and I started cycling because this girl I knew was the marketing person for Flywheel. So that like dates how far back my cycling journey goes. I don't even know. Have you even heard of Flywheel before?
No.
Exactly. So I started doing that, and I was like, wow, I really like this. This is really fun. It's like challenging me in a different way. And so I just started doing it like every single day. I would specifically like work harder and faster so that I could get to my cycle class earlier. So I was like, this is kind of a problem a little bit, but randomly one day after class, like one of my favorite instructors came up to me and he was like, hey, like you've gotten pretty good. Like, he's like, you're not terrible. Would you, he's like, you should audition. We're going to do some auditions. And I always like would ask him for like his music after class and things like that. And so I went and I auditioned and I was like, this is either going to go really, really bad or it's going to go okay. And it went okay. I'll never forget, I played a Christina Aguilera song and I talked about singing into my hairbrush like every teenage girl has ever done.
Of course.
And that apparently was like what won them over. And they were like, you were just so yourself. And I was like, I thought that I was being a crazy person, but I did that and I did it part-time and I kind of burned the candle at both ends. And I got to a point where I was like, I need to pick one. And I was like, this is one of them. It's like at any part of this, somebody is going to have their heart broken. I'm either going to not be in medicine anymore and my parents are going to be upset, or I'm going to stay in medicine and not do this and my heart's going to be broken. So I was like, I got to pick one. And I was like, for whatever reason, I just feel like I'm supposed to do group fitness. I feel like this is just like what I was put on the earth to do.
Yes.
And so I told my parents, and I have no reason to be like nervous to talk to my parents about anything because they've always been so supportive. But I told them and I was like, I just want to dive all the way in. And I did it full time for probably about 6 months. And then I decided like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And at the time, SoulCycle was like on its like big rise. And I was like, okay, if I want to be the best, and if I want to like actually do this to the caliber that I like to do things, then I need to work for SoulCycle. So I made the decision, and that's really what was hard, was because I had not moved like for that big of a thing ever. And so my parents were petrified that I was going to move to New York and never come back. And I was like, I don't think I'm a city girl. I don't think that's like...
My mom actually was scared of me doing the same thing.
Yeah. I was like, I don't think this is fun, but I don't think like I'm going to be here for forever. So I did SoulCycle. And I remember when I left for Soul, I was 27 years old. And I thought like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to train. I'm going to be trained by the best people that I've ever taken class with, because I want to open my own studio one day. And throughout the whole thing, like it definitely got a little bit messy, I guess, or like convoluted. And I thought, oh, maybe SoulCycle is forever. Maybe I'm supposed to open a studio. So then when I got the opportunity to move to Tampa, I thought, oh, this is what it meant for me to own my own studio, is to like open the one down here.
Right.
Maybe that's what it was. And then I got the opportunity to go to camp and run that program. So then of course it shifts again and you're like, okay, wait, maybe this is what it means. Right. Maybe I'm supposed to like run this program and like take it to another level. Or maybe, you know, at the time they're talking about, you know, multiple camps and things. And I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to just like run this whole cycle program at camp. Maybe that's what that means. And then that happens. But even before that, you know, I thought, okay, I feel like I have enough experience either with like the instructor side of things, and going to camp, it definitely taught me how to like step into a leadership position, how to like really train people from start to finish. And then also get a little bit of the background of like business side of it. And so then it was always part of the plan to step away and start my own spot. But I didn't think it was going to happen like that.
Yes.
But the best things happen in ways that we weren't necessarily expecting them to. So here we are to present day. And it's been like a 10-year dream. It's finally amazing. Coming to life.
So fun.
So
yes. And what like you guys don't know unless you've taken a class with Ellie is that like she always goes so big that you like feel the love that and the passion that she gives off like when you're teaching. And I think that's something that's like super hard to find. Like when you're doing something you love, like how do you, like the people that are teaching it to you like don't often have the same like passion or like more passionate, because like I'm passionate about it because of the passion that you've given me. And then you've obviously created your own class that was Cycle Strength. Yes. So I just wanted everybody to have an opportunity to feel like an athlete. Like even the people that were like
maybe not the most traditional form, because usually when you think of athlete, you're like, oh, like one of the mainstream sports. But I'm like, there's so many other ways to be athletes. And I feel like being a true athlete is more of like the mindset that you're willing to go into something with. And that's what I wanted people to feel, but also get like a really good workout in the meantime. And through that too is like, I want to prove to people that cycle is legitimate and it's hard. And like, you know, you can get a really good workout on a cycle bike, because it definitely got a little bit of that kind of, I don't know, dancey fitness kind of vibe to it. And I was like, it's so much more than that. And so, but like anything, if you go into it trying to prove something to somebody, it may not hit the way that you want to. So I was like, I really want this to be something that like anybody that comes in, it could be, you know, our youngest person to, you know, 65-year-old that comes into a class, guy, girl, doesn't matter. I want you to still feel like you can be strong and you can participate and you can be in this big group of people, but still feel like a part of something really unique.
Right. And I think that's what I love too, like the most about cycle is like through like all the different chapters of like, I've only been in Tampa 3.5 years, but I did move here during that weird time that you leave college and you're like, where are my friends? What am I doing? What is my life's purpose? And I tried being a recruiter and that was just not good.
Which is interesting because you can talk to anybody.
I can. And like, it wasn't even that. It was just like the sales aspect. Like, I don't like selling things if you don't want it. And I feel like I'm like lying almost. Like,
yeah.
Anyways, so rediscovering what I wanted to do in my career, because I actually still like have no idea. And I love my job. And like, I think it's something I want to stick with. But like, especially then I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And I think that like riding on that bike, it gave me so much purpose. And then fast forward a year after that, and my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and like I just felt like every time I got on that bike for 45 minutes, that was the 45 minutes that I could take my mind off of it, and I could feel like really, really, really strong, and just like have that moment of happiness. And then obviously, like, you know, recently too, like that's just like what cycle has meant to me, and I know that it like feels that way for like a lot of people.
It's that very interesting kind of group fitness where I've never experienced anything like it, where you're almost like challenged to feel something more than just the physical aspect. And I think it's the power of the music that gets played, because people downplay how big of like a memory builder music can be. But it gives you the ability to either transport it somewhere or remember a time when, and like it almost like helps you move through emotions in ways that like you maybe aren't ready to talk about or you don't want to talk about or whatever it might be. And like I've cried so many times in those classes for literally like I don't know why, and I just start crying.
Yes.
And then there's times where I'm like, oh, I know exactly what's happening right now. Okay, and we're just gonna let it ride, and that's fine.
Right.
But I've never, and I love fitness. I've tried it all. I've even taken a Zumba class. I've never experienced anything like cycle before. It's so unique and it's so special, and I wish that everybody could experience it the way that like you have or I have, because we definitely come across people that are like, oh, I've tried cycle and that's not for me.
No, I actually took one class in college and I had bruises on my butt, and I was like, oh, never again. I don't know what happened. And then I took a class with like one of you guys, and I was like, wait, I actually love that so much.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second, this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember my first class, I sat up against the wall and I was like, I need to, like, if I'm going to pass out, I need to have something that can catch me. And I sat right next to the door, because that's what I had heard is like that they make you go so hard that you like don't realize how hard you're working, and then all of a sudden you're like, I feel nauseated.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, and I've definitely seen all of those things happen in class too, but I was like, I need to be close to the door. I need to be next to a wall. So if I can go from that to where I'm at now, like I have a hard time sympathizing with people that are like, oh, I don't like cycle. I'm like, really? Because I thought I was going to literally throw up and faint the first time I took it. So
there's no way, it's not for athletes. My first class, I was like, just don't stop moving your feet. Just don't stop moving your feet.
And you'll be fine. Just don't stop moving. You'll be fine.
So I wanted to like kind of like move a little bit differently now. But obviously like your dream just came true. And that's like so exciting. And like, what a moment to be on the top of that mountain. And I know a lot of times, like, before your dream happens, something really hard happens and like you feel like you can't keep going. And so I was just wondering if you could tell somebody, like, in that hard moment before their dreams happen, what would it be?
Like, to just sit still and appreciate that, because we live in a world where everything is so, like, you can have anything you want at any time you want, and usually it can be Amazon Prime straight to your door, like overnighted or even same day, and I think those moments where you have to have the delayed gratification almost make you feel like more thankful when that stuff comes along. But I also know that like the very low moments make me more appreciative of the people that I have in my life. And when you're allowed to just take a moment to just sit, pause, appreciate where you're at, you learn a lot about the people that are around you too. And like, whether or not do I want to take them into my next moment? Do I want these people to come with me? Or, like, are they just here for the good ride? Like, what, So I think like the most recent challenge has definitely made me just say like, okay, don't react. Just sit, pause, wait, appreciate this, because there's something that you're going to learn from it. I don't know what it might be. And I don't know what exactly I was supposed to have learned from everything that went down, but there's something, and it'll come to me probably in a cycle class somewhere. But I think like I took a good chunk of time to just like be really quiet and just be really still. And I find that now that we're in this space, it's like every time somebody comes through the door, I'm like just so thankful, because at a moment I was like, I don't know if I'll ever get this again. So now when people come through the door, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So I think just like giving yourself the space to just be. You don't have to think anything. You don't have to feel anything. Just exist, observe, and all of the right things will then kind of start to fall into place. It's when we rush.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not rush, because you hate being in, and this is like a CrossFit term, but like embracing the suck. It's very, very, very hard to sit and just embrace that and be uncomfortable and do hard things for an extended period of time. It's almost like, could you just tell me how long this period of time is going to last so that I can mentally prepare? But you just never know.
For sure. Definitely. And I feel like we all as humans just like will do whatever it takes to get out of that sucky moment that like it leads us to the wrong things. But like that's so good that just like waiting and pausing and letting yourself feel it, letting yourself grow from it does lead you to the right places.
Yeah. And the right people.
That's most important.
Yes. Yes.
Another thing I love about Ellie is just like how you embrace your faith. And like I think that too, like sitting in those sucky moments does give you enough silence from the outside world that it literally forces you to hear God's voice in that moment. Like, what was he telling you?
You know what, to be totally, like, I don't really know.
Okay. No, that's so good. That's so real. I'm like, hello.
Yeah, I'm like, hello, is anybody there? Why are you doing this to me? And I think, like, my family reinforces my faith a lot, which is very helpful. And I know not everybody has that ability or like that opportunity. But I think I've always been such like a planner. I'm like a type B person where like I kind of like, I like to like go rogue a little bit, but I like to have like a scaffolding. I like to have a little bit of a plan. I like to know what direction I'm supposed to be leaning in.
So you're type C girl.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I like a loose plan.
Yes.
Like a really loose plan. Mostly like, I like it to be loose, like in case I need to take a nap. Like I need to have that freedom.
Yes.
But I think kind of like what I've been able to at least come up with, or what I'm kind of like sitting with right now is you have to lean all the way in. You can't sit here and be like, oh, it's really easy to believe and have faith that everything's going to work out when everything's great and wonderful and perfect and awesome. That's so easy. And I feel like I got to that point where I'm like, it was very clear to me that I'm not leaning into my faith when things get super hard. I just kind of shut down and I don't talk to anybody. I wouldn't pray. I wouldn't do anything. And so it's like, no, like I'm going to give you something and this is going to hurt really bad. And so you got to lean, lean all the way in. Cause I got to a point where I was kind of like leaning maybe like 75%. And so now I think that's, this whole, venture is like, I got to lean all the way in because if I'm truly going to take this as like group fitness and wellness and health and all that is like my purpose, that's God's plan for my life.
Yes.
Then I need to lean on him all the way for this dream that just came to life and this thing that just happened. And I need to have full and like just unabounding faith that he's going to carry this all the way through. And there's been like little signs too. Like the guy that did our sound in the room, he had this little tiny Jesus figuring.
I have a little Jesus. He's in my bathroom.
So he's always somewhere in the room.
Yes.
And it was so random when the guy did it, but I was like, Noted. Clocked that.
Yeah.
Cool. And then the night before we opened, like me, Lizzie, Steven, and Joanna, we all sat in the room for like a minute and we all got to pray together. Oh. And the last time I got to pray with people in a business was when I was working for my dad. So I'm like okay, got it, clocked it, noted. It's like little things, again, just taking time to just kind of notice where you're at, what's going on around you. And I'm like, you're giving me the opportunity to lean all the way in. And it's definitely been hard. And I'm like, I don't know which way I should go, but I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to pray really hard about it. And the answer is always super clear.
I love that. And I want to note too that like you started off by saying like you didn't hear anything at first.
No.
And like
it was radio silence.
It was
yeah.
And I think that having like the Bible says, like a mustard seed of faith is more than enough. Like in the beginning of like your really hard time, that like you really have to lean on that like teeny tiny bit that it's going to be okay.
If we could find something smaller than a mustard seed, that's what I was.
That's what you were feeling. But that's literally more than enough. Like that's all he asked. And then like how that like snowballed into like how you're feeling now and like the importance of that.
Yeah. Because I think too, people expect to either like open their Bible or open a book or see a sign or, hear a podcast, whatever it is. And they're like, oh, that's the sign.
Right.
Like literally like they want to walk out their front door and see a burning bush.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't think that.
I mean, I would love for that to happen. Be like, can you just like write it out for me?
Yeah, like actually, if you could just arrange the clouds, like, just to tell me. And like, that would be so easy.
Yes.
It'd be so easy. But it just, I think like there are moments where it works out like that and you're like, oh wow, my decision is super clear right now. But it's also, I think, important to talk about that like sometimes it's not that clear.
You're right.
And it's not that easy. And like you gotta dig your heels in and you have to like, you gotta lean really, really, really hard. And it's really difficult to do.
It's so hard. And like also when you're looking for those things too, like God isn't just in church. Like he's literally like showing up in the studio and like he's everywhere. And I think that like a lot of times too, like as Christians, we think that like showing up to church every Sunday and like reading the Bible every day, like that's what it means to be Christian. But I think what it means to be Christian is to be able to sit when he's silent, to believe in that little bit in your daily life and to have like a one-on-one relationship with him every single day and not just on Sundays.
Yeah. I actually don't. I mean, like I go to South Tampa Fellowship, but I don't go every Sunday. I actually couldn't even tell you last time, like I physically went to church, but I also don't feel like, I don't feel distant from him. I don't feel, but it's like during the hard time you sit, you really decide who's in my circle. Because I think God runs rampant in the people that you surround yourself with.
Right.
And that was also another thing I had to like take a lot of time to be like, who is actually going to challenge me to lean on God and not on the world. And so like you are the people you surround yourself with. And like that's like your people can also be a product of God's love and God's supervision and his protection too. So like the people I have in my life are very much so grounded in like in their faith. And so that helps a lot as well. But I mean, you got me the devotional. So that's part of like my daily routine, but it's like, he's got to be in your life every single day. Every single day.
And like surrounding yourself with those people is so important. And like I talk about in our classes, like the passion that you have, like, I feel like God gives me a hug every time I walk into your class.
Oh,
like that's what it feels like every single time.
Good. Because I've struggled a lot with just putting my faith out there. I grew up in a Christian home and I went to a Christian school, and you kind of get a little jaded by it a little bit because you're like, wait.
Yeah.
I know you guys cheat on your homework and I know what you guys are doing on the weekends,
right.
And I'm like, but then you come to school and you're like, the picture perfect, person. And so you get a little hardened by that kind of stuff. And then like, I went and worked for, a massive fitness corporation, and they definitely were not about that.
Right.
And so it became super clear to me. And this was also part of the reason why I ended up wanting to leave Soul Cycle, was because they don't ever force you to do anything, because they can't. Well, I mean, they can, but they can't. But they definitely made it difficult to like say no. So when everything in COVID happened, it was like, if you're not posting about politics or what your beliefs are or anything like that, then like, you're going to kind of be on the blacklist a little bit. But I was like, I also don't feel comfortable talking about this stuff. And, it's not something that I necessarily want to talk about. But the things I do want to talk about, you guys, it doesn't align with you guys, or you're not interested in it. And so I just kind of shut down and I just stopped talking entirely. And so then I was like, what, I cannot be in a business like this. I can't work for a company like this. So like, it's taken me a long time to feel comfortable talking about my faith in class and like with other people. And so I've always thought, okay, the music I play is going to mean something. It's going to have like a message in it. And the stuff that I say, I want people to wonder like, oh, where does that come from?
Right.
Like, what is that about? So that they can come to me and ask. And so then that's also a challenge for me too, is I'm like, it's not on other people, it's on me to share God's word.
Yes.
Like, they should not have to come and seek me out.
Right.
They should notice like, oh, there's something different about her. Like, what is that? But like, it's my responsibility as a Christian to share God's word. So that's also part of owning business that I'm really excited about, because I want to be able to offer those kinds of things. And like, it's always been like part of the dream to do like a small women's group. Like,
we should do an Annex Bible study.
See?
Wait, that's so good.
On Sunday nights, where it's either cycle or Pilates, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But you only listen to worship music when you work out.
That would be so fun.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
That'd be so
And then
fun.
you do like a little Bible study afterwards.
Yeah.
And like, that's like eventually where I would like for it to go.
I love that.
Isn't that
That's
cool?
so exciting.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. I love too, like hearing like everyone's like walk of faith, because mine was so different. Like I went to church like when I was younger, and then, when you're in middle school and you just like want to sleep in, and like my mom never once forced me to go to church. Like, she's like, I want it to be you. I want it to be on your thing. And she'd go to church. I wouldn't go. And then in high school, I was like, wait, actually, I want to go to church again. And so then I started going to church. I actually went to church with my other friend Ellie, actually, and we went so we can find boyfriends. And we both actually ended up getting boyfriends, but not from church. So that was actually like
a little bit of a backfire.
A little bit of a backfire, but anyways, irrelevant. And then when I went to college too, is like when I actually like really started leaning on God, and like He just kept putting me in moments that I actually had no choice but to lean on Him for like the confusion of like what was going on. And I just can't imagine like what my life would be like if I didn't have that foundation of His love, and like knowing that everything's going to work out because it's His plan and His purpose. And that's what He's using me for. So I love that. I can't wait for Annex Bible study. That's so exciting.
I know. I want it to happen. The first company that I started teaching for back in Dallas, they would do something every Sunday nights called Zen Sanctuary.
Okay.
And it was called Zen 22. That was the company. I actually don't even know if it's a thing anymore. But they would do a cycle class every Sunday night. It was like 4:30 or 5:30. And it was like, I only went a couple of times, but I felt like so refreshed after. But I was like, I want to take it one step further, and I actually want to kind of cultivate, because it is really hard, especially in a city like Tampa. It is very hard to like find friends. And because it is like kind of like a little bit of like a party city.
Yes.
And so if that's not something that you necessarily love to go and do,
right,
like that's not my thing. I've never been a huge drinker or like club bar kind of person. Again, I need to be able to take a nap at any moment's notice. Like I need to be able to take a nap.
Ellie needs a nap.
A nap, always. A nap and a snack, always. But like, I'm like, I would love to like offer up an opportunity for girls to like meet other people and feel like, no, I can be like a city girl. I can have this life, but I can also love God in the process.
Yes.
And like a place for people to come together and, you know, just for girls. No boys allowed.
No, except for Greg.
Except Greg. And Derek.
And Derek. Oh, bonk.
Those are the only boys. Yes.
I love that. No, I think too, like not having an all or nothing mentality is like so helpful.
It's about balance.
Yeah, balance and everything.
Balance.
Well, thank you so much for coming
You're welcome.
on.
You're so welcome.
Love you so much.
I love you too.
I'm so grateful for everything that you've taught me, all the strength you've given me, and the passion that you've shared. And I just can't wait to see where this next chapter brings you.
Thank you. I'm excited for your podcast, and I'm so proud of you for doing this.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Guys, I seriously wouldn't have done it without her, like, continuously encouraging me. Every time we worked out, she's like, so how's the podcast going on? I'm like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. I have to do it. I have to do it.
I see, but that's also, like, I think it's important to have, like, people who have different personalities in your friend circle, where it's like, if you tell me something and you're like, there's always like, there's different levels of ideas, but I would have never pushed you that hard if it wasn't something that I heard you talk about like more than 3 times.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, I think she really wants to do this, but I think she's scared.
I was scared.
Very scared.
I was scared.
And that's okay to be scared. Do it scared, do it petrified, do it terrified, because it means something to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to like put your whole heart into it. And that doesn't mean that you have to do it forever. But, you know, I want more girls to like be really self-assured and feel confident in their ideas, that their ideas are important and that their ideas are right and that you have something to say and the world should hear it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Well, sisters, if you don't believe in yourself today, I hope you can take a little bit of our belief and have a great day and make a great day. We love you so much.